Hey everybody, it's Kris at Oak Street Garden Shop. Let's talk plants. I've got a few herbs here. It's the beginning of April. We're starting to really stock up on our herb selection. And Jamie and I put together a couple containers for you. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of these specific herbs and how you can put them together, how you grow them. Herbs are just very, very hardy in our area. The one thing we have to watch out for here is because they're native to Mediterranean areas, you want to be sure that the soil they're in is not heavy. They're not going to handle clay, heavy soil. So they're great in pots for that reason. We pot them in our Fafford potting soil, and they just do very well in a lot of sun. At least 6 hours of sun a day is what you want to give your herbs. So let me go over some that we have here. Number one, strawberry jars, great for herbs. This one I potted up with some thyme, the regular cooking thyme, English thyme, some golden thyme, and in the top I've got chives and parsley, oregano, thyme. I really slammed a lot in this pot, so it's gonna grow out really big. You're gonna need to be sure you keep it watered, okay? Give it lots of sun. It's in a terracotta pot, so that does dry out faster than plastic pots do. I like herbs in pots like this. Again, the drainage is really important for them. Jamie put together this one to show you some other herbs we have. This is a lavender, a lavender that does well in our heat and continues to bloom. It's a French lavender, which handles our heat better. So as it blooms, you want to keep these buds as they bloom out cut. Don't just cut the top, cut all the way down, get rid of that stem. If you just cut the top, that stem's gonna turn brown, it's gonna be kind of ugly. We've got chives here, a sage, which it can be a little problematic for us. Sages can they can struggle with our humidity, with our heavy soils. There's a better one that I like in this container. In this container is a sage that I like a little bit better, even though this tricolor sage is beautiful, the purple sage. This one has a larger leaf. It's called bear garden, and it does, I feel, better in our climate. It gets quite large. One thing you want to be very careful of with herbs is when you water, start watering or try to water them in the morning. You don't want to have overhead sprinklers running in the afternoon. You don't want these leaves getting wet going into the evening. It's always best to water early in the morning. Keep the hose underneath the foliage if you can. I know some of you have sprinkler systems, that's fine, but be sure you set them for early in the morning, okay? We want these all to dry out by afternoon. In this pot, we've got a tiny little bay plant. I know through the winter freeze that a lot of you that had bay possibly outside lost it. We have got some bay plants in stock now if you want to start yours up again. Jamie planted this one with the bay and then some trailing rosemary, another plant that I think a lot of you lost. I know I lost mine. And then in this pot, I have put a little cypress with a real favorite thyme of mine. It is a creeping elfin thyme. Not so much edible, but it's a great ground cover in containers. I really love this thyme. It's a real tough plant. And then one other plant that I wanted to be sure and show you is the scented geranium here, the citronella geranium, and it's planted with some parsley and some thyme and a little nasturtium, which is going to give us some color. And on the very far side, Harry, I don't know if you can see, just past that is a basil called African blue. This particular basil is our basil that is wonderful for pollinators. Still a little bit early to put that outside, but you could start it in a pot. I wouldn't put that in the ground yet at the beginning of April. I think the ground's a little bit too cold for it. But that particular one I'm going to show you down the road. I've done a topiary with it where we're going to have it up on a standard with the blooms at the top. It's pretty impressive when you grow it that way, or you can just put it in your garden and have it bloom all summer, and you will have bees all over that one. It's a great pollinator plant. So that's some of the herbs that we've got now. We've got a good selection. We're going to try to keep getting them in for you. Come see us. We're here from 9, and now our new hours through the spring are 9 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday.